Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for being here. For us, it's a real pleasure to present a very important project called Acción. And in this case, this project is designed to support healthcare innovation with real potential for impact. In this edition, we have 8 different startups and 4 healthcare professionals who were the winners of this program. And here in the South Summit, we have 4 of these 8 startups that will be giving their pitch right now. Let's begin with our first speaker. In this case, is Cronity.
I'm Alejandro, Cybersecurity External Associate of Cronity. It's the first platform designed for people living with chronic conditions. Millions of people living with conditions such as long COVID or fibromyalgia suffer from persistent symptoms, which are difficult to measure and often misunderstood. Without objective data, this leads sometimes to diagnosis, which is difficult to have, and also peer follow-up, and finally, isolation. This affects over 300 million people worldwide. In Spain, we could find 2 million people alone. This is a large and underserved market with a clear unmet need. In that sense, Cronity comes to provide a platform in which patients could track easily their symptoms, medications, and flare-ups from their phones, transforming daily experiences into structured health data. However, beyond tracking, Cronity also provides the possibility to create a huge community. This community allows the different patients to connect with the different associations as well as with healthcare professionals. This creates a big amount of data, which could be really helpful to develop more pathways for chronic illness development and investigation. Regarding the competition, we have to say that there is no direct competitors in Europe. While in the US we find some competitors, they depend on some donations and government support. In that case, Cronity makes the difference because it's built to be independent and self-sustainable. The different revenues streams that we are contemplated for our project comes from B2B model, which is thought to share the data inside anonymized with research and pharmacy companies. Also, we provide a premium subscription, which combines the use of the application together with a wearable smartwatch, which is designed to make a strong near follow-up of the physiological conditions. And finally, with the marketplace commissions from the healthcare products referral. You can find here the team. We have a huge tractions. This community we're creating, it's over 450 active users right now. We have experiences working with some long COVID and fibromyalgia associations in the national territory. We have the support and the validation of several universities as Complutense University and Santander University, but what's more important, we have validation and support from the patients, the 450 users using our platform right now. Finally, at the end of this presentation, I want to say Cronity, it's much more than just an application. We are the future of chronic investigations and chronic support. We want to make invisible things visible. And in that sense, we are looking for investors who want to join us and be with us in this path. Thank you very much for your time.
I've got a couple of questions for you. First of all, which is the leading cause of death worldwide? It's cardiovascular disease. That's the first cause of death, right? And second question, which is the best way to extract and understand structure and function of the heart? Echocardiography. That's why echocardiography test is suffering, let's say, exponential growth. 120 million echocardiograms are performed annually. A lot of echocardiograms, and it's growing and growing. Okay, this brings a problem. a huge problem, actually. It's because while echocardiograms are even more accessible every day, we still need an expert to interpret the test. We need an expert who can diagnose the patient. Well, this means that we have a bottleneck here. We have a bottleneck, and this bottleneck causes overloads in hospital schedules, first of all. It causes high variability in diagnosis because we have different observers, right? And it causes very dangerous wait lists. Wait lists where we have patients waiting for their diagnosis, and we can have very high-risk patients, right? These are the main problems. Well, my name is Beka Begeshvili. I'm a doctor in applied mathematics, and alongside my team at Corsonic, we've been working on the solution for the last 4 years, and we developed the acoustic index. It's a new AI-based biomarker, AI-based parameter, which extracts directly from the echocardiography images, the videos, extracts directly the information, spatial and temporal information, let's say structure and function information from the heart, and translates it to a new biomarker for the cardiology. It goes from 0 to 1, and it gives you the probability of cardiology disease. Let's say state of the heart, right? Well, of course, this solves this problem of prioritizing in the wait list, right? It solves the problem. But it also helps the expert. When this expert who has to deal with 15 or 20 patients each morning, he can have an AI assistant, right? This is where this AI-based biomarker can come, the acoustic index also. Initially, we want to target cardiology services, innovation centers and the departments with a high volume of data. But our main goal actually is to target the manufacturers of ultrasound devices because we want to integrate our technology directly in the machine. Right? This is our main goal on long term. Okay, so this solution actually has a really, really good impact on the whole ecosystem. Let's say the pharmaceutical companies. Well, they can detect the different diseases earlier and target better their therapies, targeted therapies. That's the main impact on pharmaceutical companies. Then let's go with insurance companies. They can literally save millions by cutting unnecessary tests with this biomarker. And also, of course, ultrasound device manufacturers. Why? Well, we can suppose that the acoustic index opens a new market, entirely new market to the ultrasound device manufacturer because it transforms their machines, their devices, into a smart diagnostic tool, let's say. And more people, more, let's say, the primary attention, let's say emergency, they can buy more and more devices.
Hi, everyone. My name is Javier. It was Sara there, but it's me instead. It's very nice to be here at South Summit again. Thanks, AstraZeneca, for the opportunity. Last time we were here 2 years ago, we were lucky enough to win the award for the best health company and also the most disruptive one. And now we come with the same company, but with a different point in life. And for those who don't know SICAI, we are reimagining diagnosis in the abdominal space to save lives. And you might be thinking, well, why the abdomen? If you see the numbers of the incidents and deaths related to cancer in the abdomen, they are doing nothing but to get high and high. And this is despite all of the efforts that have been implemented towards this. This is even more shocking if we see that one over these 5 deaths could have been avoided thanks to early detection. And even 60% of the lesions that are currently being detected in the imaging tests in the abdominal space are detected incidentally. That means that the radiologists are looking for something else. The cause why the patient arrived at the hospital was for something else, and they incidentally detected these lesions. That leads to a very inefficient and very unequal diagnostic capabilities throughout the whole continent. The solution for this that we have currently in the market is Sikai Medical. It is a software that installs in the available hospital informatics systems in the hospital, and it uses artificial intelligence to detect all of the abdominal lesions that are found in this imaging test, completely non-invasively characterizes lesions, and also does it seamlessly with the current pathway of the radiologist. We have two major value propositions compared to the competence with other companies. We believe it is one of the zero clicks, so it is a tool that does not base on prior suspicious. That means the first one that analyzes the CT scans or MRI of the hospital is Sikai, and then is the radiologist the second reader. So the results are already there where he or she opens up the case. And secondly, the way that we prioritize patients. So when we run the software at the moment that the image test is taken, that allows us to alert the radiology department and prioritize them and tells them, okay, hey, maybe this person came for a car crash accident, but this might have a pancreatic cancer, which I believe you know, it has a mortality or a life expectancy of less than 5 months. It is, sorry, it's in Spanish, early detection for a better treatment. We have several people that benefit from our product, but 3 of them would be on the first page, the patient, always the patient. It has better results and better life quality. The radiologist, which is the user, because if we can provide more trust in its diagnosis, and the oncologist, because we can do an early detection that gives the oncologist more time and more efficient treatments. We have identified several people throughout the space that are doing something similar than us, but maybe some of them are most focused on the detection of already cancer, although other of them are focused on more invasive tests like blood samples, but we believe we are the only ones that can accompany the patient from the early detection, the first time that this patient came to the hospital, through the monitoring of the lesion, through the surgical planning of these lesions, through the monitoring of the post-surgery treatment. We are present in over 10 hospitals throughout Europe. We have the CE mark for 2 products already. So last time we were here, we got the CE mark for the first product, and this time that we're here, we just got the CE mark for the second one. So it's a good thing to come. And we have different revenues. We have a very good team of young talent and experienced people, and we are really happy to be here. And please connect if you need anything.
Okay. First of all, thanks to AstraZeneca and Action Program for this opportunity. I'm José Ignacio Clet. I have a PhD in biology, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of SyntheTrial. And I'm going to tell you how we can optimize clinical data using advanced AI tools. So several months ago, a CRO contacted us because after 5 years of clinical trials, they only managed to reach 44% of its recruitment target. They want to recruit 250 patients, and they only could 110. The objective of this trial was to train a classification model, and they couldn't because they don't have enough sample. So they contacted us, and they gave us only 20 real patients, and with those real patients, we generate synthetic data, 400 synthetic data. With those synthetic data, we trained a classification model that classified in the right way the most of the real patients. So the question is, how much time and resources could the CRO have saved if they had used SyntheTrial from day one? The problem, as always, is the lack of data, because it's the main limitation for early identification of accurate diagnosis. We have a lot of problems with underdiagnosis, heterogeneity. So if we can increase the sample size of patients with this condition, many of these problems would be solved. So this is what we do in SyntheTrial, because we have a generative AI SaaS platform that can expense real clinical data sets with highly reliable synthetic data. We can detect hidden subgroups in a population, we can amplify the representativeness, or we can detect early risk signals. Because it's not about replacing real data, but make it exponentially more useful. We have a proprietary platform that we have that have been validated with real clients and delivering value across all trials conducted. Some of the conclusion is that we can replicate trial results with just 6% of the real sample. We can detect product ineffectiveness and identify hidden subgroups. We can provide statistical robustness, and we can train those classification models with synthetic data. So synthetic data preserve clinical evidence with very low computational cost. We have a company that we have clients. We are in the market now, and we have a monthly revenue because SyntheTrial is a company with a business model, customers, and the ability to scale. We work in 3 phases. The first phase is that we develop a pilot with our SaaS platform, and this platform allows us scale our model. So we have, as I said before, active customers and recurring revenue. And we are developing a fully viable business model, growing thanks to the team, collaborators, and key opinion leaders in the sector. Because at this moment, we are only 2 people in the company, but we are growing now because we are searching for 2 specific profiles that help us to grow. But we are helped by several key opinion leaders, like Pedro Hernandez, Global Vice President of Evidence, Gemma Estrada, Pharma and CRO Executive, and José Luis Justicia, VP Europe Head Medical Excellence by Sobi Pharma. So we are already building a strategy partnership with CRO and key opinion leaders to refine product market fit and scale. So thanks a lot, and that's all.